Deepseek is a Chinese AI startup that launched in 2023, and in just a year, it's already competing with OpenAI and Nvidia. That raises an interesting question. How did they get there so fast? Well, it all started with Lian Wengfang, a former hedge fund executive. While looking for better trading strategies, he realized AI could be the key. But instead of just reading about it, he bought thousands of Nvidia GPUs. Not for a company, not for a research, just for his own experiments. That hands-on approach led to real breakthroughs. Deepseek R1 has a low cost that's estimated to be just 2% of OpenAI's model. That's huge because it means AI tools could become way more accessible for independent developers and businesses. And what makes this model so efficient? It learns using something called self-reinforcement learning, which, as the name suggests, allows the AI to improve itself over time. And if you're into open source, Deepseek gives you models which you can run on your own computers. Not only is DeepSeek better, but it's spreading like wildfire. See, the common belief is that building competitive AI requires massive investments in infrastructure. But DeepSeek is proving that's not the only way. Their models are high performance, yet significantly cheaper to run, making AI more accessible than ever. And here's where it gets really interesting. Their free-to-use model is a huge attraction for businesses looking to cut costs. In fact, DeepSeek's rise has already sent shockwaves through the stock market, with major tech companies invested in AI seeing big declines. While semiconductor stock fell shortly, some software companies actually gained value. Why? Because lower AI development costs mean higher profit margins, and investors love that. Take Salesforce and Apple for example. Their stocks rose high because investors accept cheaper AI to drive more adoption of their products. But some analysts are calling DeepSeek's rise just like how the Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik in 1957 shocked the world and kicked off the space race. DeepSeek's breakthrough could be a wake-up call for the AI industry. Instead of relying on one massive model to do everything, it uses something called mixture of experts or MOE. Think of it like a team of specialists. Each expert model is good at specific tasks, and DeepSeek picks the right ones for the job. This makes it way more efficient because it doesn't waste computing power on unnecessary processes. But here's the clever part. It stores common knowledge, so it doesn't have to keep relearning the same things over and over. As I mentioned earlier, it uses something called self-reinforcement learning. Imagine teaching a child to ride a bike. You could give them like a detailed manual, which, by the way, ChatGPT and Gemini uses. But they will likely learn better by trying it themselves, which is reinforcement learning. Falling, getting up, and gradually improving. Instead of relying on tons of labeled data, DeepSeek R1 learns by trial and error, getting rewards for good decisions and adjusting along the way. This makes it think more like humans. By using this approach, DeepSeek R1 gets better at reasoning, especially in tough tasks like math and coding. It follows a chain of thought process, solving problems step by step instead of just guessing one word at a time. Sam Altman acknowledged that DeepSeek R1 is impressive, delivering powerful results at just a fraction of cost. But rather than seeing it as a threat, he actually welcomed the competition, saying it pushes OpenAI to innovate faster. He even hinted that they might speed up releases just to keep up. And he also admitted that the OpenAI's closed source approach might not have been the best move.